Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, thank you for being here. My name is Kat, and I'm the Bookish Halfling. And as I'm sure you already gathered from the title of this video, I have a special announcement today. Now, as I mentioned before, I've been working towards traditional publishing for more than a year already. I've been querying agents since the end of last March. Not quite consistently ever since, but still, I've still been querying for months. But as of April 2024, I'm officially switching gears, and I'm instead pursuing self-publishing. Now, I've been thinking about doing this for quite a while, actually. I've been very back and forth since last fall already, actually. And there's a few reasons for this. My initial reasons for pursuing traditional publishing was because I had a low view of self-publishing, because the self-published books I'd read weren't the greatest quality. I decided I wanted to be traditionally published because I wanted my books to be better quality. But then, since joining the writer side of Instagram and interacting with other writers who are pursuing various forms of publication, I've learned that that's, not always the case. There is still that reputation that self-published, that indie books are subpar, but it has been changing. There have been a lot of very good quality indie books over the last few years, and there have been some not great quality traditionally published books. So it's kind of balancing each other out. But even after seeing that a lot of self-published books were just as good or even better than some traditionally published books, I still continued to pursue traditional, obviously, because it was simpler. Not easier necessarily, but simpler. I've never been someone who had to have control over all the little things. In fact, I get very overwhelmed very easily if there's a lot of stuff. So traditional publishing felt more ideal because I didn't have to be in charge of everything. A lot less was on me and a lot more was on other people, so I didn't have to worry about it. But seeing so many self-published authors through Instagram and following the journeys of so many, it made me keep thinking about it. Like, what if I went this way anyways? Again, I was still very back and forth, kept thinking about it and praying about it. But it was actually just recently I came across what was kind of like the deciding factor, where someone on Instagram posted about some traditional publishers doing some things I didn't agree with. And even though I don't know if any of those publishers were any that I actually personally wanted to be published under, it still made me stop and think that there could come a point, if I was traditionally published, that my publisher did something that I didn't like, but I would still be under contract to work for them. My books would still be theirs, and there's not really anything I could do about that. I would have no choice but to continue to support them, even when they're doing things I don't agree with. So yeah, that was kind of the last deciding factor. I'm like, okay, I don't ever want to be stuck in that situation. I continued to think about it a few more days. I did a bunch of research, got extremely overwhelmed. Sorry, I had to stop filming for a bit, so the camera's in a slightly different position. But anyway, so yeah, I did a bunch of research into self-publishing for the next few days. Got very, very overwhelmed, but inevitably decided that I think this is the way that I need to go. So yeah, I am officially publishing my book, The Raven's Revenge. I don't have an exact date set yet. I'm still working out a bunch of timeline things and stuff like cover art and editing and all that kind of stuff. Still figuring some of that out because this is a hard and stressful process. But yeah, I think this is the way I need to go. And I'm looking at publishing towards the end of this year still, late fall, maybe early winter. Yeah, so try to keep you all updated. If you want more updates, you can follow me on my Instagram. I'll put the link down below. I'm also looking into a Kickstarter to afford more art and other stuff that I'm a little too broke to afford on my own. But I'm excited. Stressed and terrified, but excited. So I hope you all will follow along. I hope you're excited too. And I hope that I can get my book in your hands by the end of the year. Yeah. All the emotions. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching this far, and I'll see you in the next video.